Thanks for staying tuned. I'm Colin Abrams with the HGP Sportscast. In cricket, a record 8-wicket partnership between Jason Holder and Shane Dorridge puts the West Indies in a commanding position at stumps on day 4 of the second test in Zimbabwe. Stanford Howard has more in this report.
Zimbabwe, with their backs against the wall, have a second innings lead of 18 runs, with 4 of their top-order batsmen back in the pavilion. West Indies captain Jason Holder and Shane Dorridge both scored centuries in a record 8-wicket partnership, which placed the visitors in a commanding position. Holder's century was his second in Test and the first by a West Indies number 9, while Dorridge recorded his maiden Test 100. Cricket Info revealed that the individual centuries by an 8- and 9-wicket partnership was previously done in 1908. The pair added an invaluable 212. The West Indies were eventually bowled out just before lunch on the 4th day for 448 and with a lead of 112. The Zimbabwe second innings started as shaky as their first knock. They lost 3 for 23 in just 5.3 overs. Hamilton Massacre, the hero of the Zimbabwe first innings, was the first to go, bowled by Kemar Roach in his second over. Roach then trapped Solomon Mir, LBW, in his 4th over. Guyanese Davendra Bishu was introduced in the 22nd over and bowled Craig Irvin with his second ball of the over. Peter Moore and Chiquita Raza 94-run partnership helped to bring a semblance of order to the Zimbabwe reply as the 4th day ended. Zimbabwe was licking their wounds at 140 for 4. For HGP Sports, I'm Stanford Howard.
Thank you, Stanford. The Ghana Football Federation, in collaboration with the Ministry of Education, concluded an annual FIFA grassroots program in Region 2, Essequibo. More in this report. The program began on October 23 and was conducted by FIFA instructor Lenny Lake over a 3-day period and ended with a festival for the children at the Cotton Field ground. 25 participants, inclusive of teachers, coaches, parents, and volunteers, were trained through theoretical and practical means. They then put use to their training at the Children's Festival in the form of drilling exercises such as shooting, passing, and defending. Children from the Taymouth Manor, Queenstown, and Anna Regina primary schools took part in the festival and received tokens from Lenny Lake upon its completion. GFF Technical Director Ian Greenwood said, "The FIFA Grassroots Coach Education course will develop coaches to understand a specific methodology and delivery." Participants were also provided with materials such as textbooks, DVDs, and booklets. The Essequibo and Pomeroon Football Association executive will be tasked to ensure that the participants remain in the game. 3 members of the Ghana Football Federation departed Guyana on Tuesday to participate in the first CONCACAF Train the Trainer program in Barbados from November 1 to 3. You'll hear more in this report. The 3 are GFF's Technical Director Ian Greenwood, GFF Youth Development Officer Brian Joseph, and Technical Development Officer and Secretary of the Coaches Association Samson Gilbert. They will participate in this new initiative that is designed to enhance the quality of coaching in the regions. Greenwood said the GFF is excited to participate in this program, which is specially aimed at developing the coach educators who will develop the future coaches in Guyana. This is the first-of-a-kind course that CONCACAF has developed based on the EUEFA Train the Trainers course. One of the key mandates of the GFF Technical Department is to develop coaches across the country, as is evident by the number of courses that have been hosted this year. But a strategic objective by the Executive Committee is to have coach educators based in Guyana that will allow the GFF to increase this number further. And finally, in rugby, South Africa has been recommended to host the 2023 Rugby World Cup ahead of Ireland and France, the tournament's organizing board has announced. The World Rugby Council will meet on November 15 in London for a final vote. South Africa, who won the 1995 Cup as hosts after returning to international sport, were endorsed after reviews of each host candidate's evaluation. France was principal host in 2007 and, like Ireland, also staged games in 1991 and 1999 tournaments. And that has brought us to the end of this edition of the HGP Sportscast. But before we go, remember to work hard and dream big. Back to you, Travis.